Okay, Q Adventure Day 2. We've been out to see Walga Rock, which was a bit of an adventure. Got lost, went and saw a massive meteorite crater. Well, it's actually the smallest in WA that they know of. And so I've come out by myself to see Granite Garden. It looked like at first it was just one large flat rock. I found another track and an offshoot, went down to a campground, and now I found an offshoot of the offshoot. And you and me are going to find out where it goes together. Haven't hit four-wheel drive yet. It's all still two-wheel drive. But I believe, by the looks of things, that this is an old dry riverbed. As you can see, the canyons all around me, or the cliff sides, I should say, all around me. I reckon at one point in time, a long time ago, that this was all a riverbed. I came in the other way and ran into those caravans that were parked at the end there. If you saw them in the clip. And then on my way back out, I found this other offshoot. And me and my curious heart decided to find out where it goes. There's a few other tracks, tyre tracks on here, and therefore it must go somewhere. Could be just here. This could be the end of it. Oh, there's another camp car there. So that's not the caravan I originally saw. But it doesn't go as far as I thought. But still, driving at the bottom of the canyon. So as not to bother them too much, I'm going to do a three-point turn here, and I'm still going to drive out and leave you playing. I may edit it at some future point, but for now, just drive back the way we came, and absolutely certain that we're driving on an old riverbed here. Marks on the rocks, sandstone, sand in the lowest parts, like this. Absolutely certain it's an old riverbed. Like I said, I'm not in four-wheel drive yet, but Queenie's doing absolute workman effort of this. Well, no effort at all, really. Or of an accountant's effort. Oh, they put in a bit. Somebody who doesn't work hard to do their job. Oh, me, putting in a bus driver's effort. And it's just easy everywhere we go. Even these bits, as you see, it's obviously a riverbed. 100% used to be a riverbed. I think this might be about where we started, actually. So now we'll go back through and you'll see the offshoot that I came down. Yeah, they're my tyre tracks. Very easy track. If anybody wants to find this area, it is just outside of Kew, heading towards Granite Rocks, look, I read somewhere it was called Granite Garden. Now, when I got here, the sign said Garden Rock. So, which of the two is actually more correct, I don't know. But either way, an interesting little offshoot. I'm going to go find some more. There's another couple of tracks that I saw on the way out, and I have set a limit on myself of 3:30, but have told the most beautiful woman in the world that I will be back by a 4, just in case I beat my own curfew. So at this point in time, It's only 2 o'clock now. There's plenty of time for exploring. Head back out onto the other track. I'm not sure how long this one goes for actually. I'm not sure if I should leave it going. Oh, actually you can see in the distance as we come around here, that's what I thought was the original granite guard. That's got a road that goes all the way around the outside of it. And then there's a little offshoot with a poison risk sign. Nothing else, just a poison risk sign. And it looks like it might have had a track going out the back of it, although it was hard to see. As you can see, this, compared to some of the other tracks I've been on, this is an absolute single lane track. Doesn't really look heavily used, but then again, there's not much damage. You can do a lot of damage to this ground, don't get me wrong, but it's very hard packed. So even if this wasn't travelled very often, all these little shrubby plants in the middle, I mean, some of the ones we're passing over here, for all I know, they could be a couple of years old already at the rate they grow. I don't know how fast they grow. I wouldn't imagine it's very fast though in conditions like this. Right, we'll get up to that rock. I thought I saw someone standing on top of it. You might be able to see them in the footage. There is something up the top of that rock. It looks vaguely human. You might be able to see it in this shot here. There's a little black point on the top of that hill, little dark shadow at the top of the hill, right on the horizon. Now, I thought it was a person at first, and then I thought, no, it's too still. And then I saw another one that you might be able to see here, just off to the side. So I thought it was adult and child. But they're in basically exactly the same position as I left them around 15 minutes ago. So I don't believe it is people or not real people. It might be that somebody's put some cutouts up there. Q has quite a few iron cutouts around the place of camels and stockmen and miners that are quite synonymous with the place. Even on the way in we saw a few tin cutouts of sheep and wolves, the dingoes looking for them, I should say. Now up there, that's either a person or also has the possibility of being Aboriginal sighting stones that they would use as landmarks between one high point and the next to A, map out their route, and B, let other followers know that there is potential for water in that area. We're up on Walga Rock, and even though it looks like a dry, harsh place, you can see everywhere, all over it, little ponds and puddles, or the remains of ponds and puddles that have carved their way down the side of the rock. And this one's the same. Now I'll go out this way because it seems to be a one-way track. As you can see, this is what most of the tracks look like, graded either side. And that one caught my eye and I had to go see what it is. Now, although it's probably some form of sacred site, especially if they are rocks up the top, it looks as though you could easily drive up onto this rock, and I would absolutely love to give it a go. Picking your line, you can get up there easily in two-wheel drive. There's nothing too steep, but again, I believe it is some form of a sacred site, so I'm not going to do it. Yeah, there are multiple rock figures up there. I don't think they're actually human. If they suddenly moved now, it would startle the absolute living crap out of me. And there is a circle of rocks up there as well, on the side of the hill. Yeah, they're on the side of the hill. That's very strange. place. It's an unusual place out here for how remote it is and how seemingly empty. It's not barren by any means. There is obviously tree life and shrubs, and we've seen roos and lizards and snake trails and so much bird life. It's a busy, full of life area, but for what we usually associate full of life to mean having water or streams or a river or something like that, at least flowing through it, or some good rainfall. This kind of place, even though there's marks everywhere of weathering from the rain and washouts, it just doesn't look like it gets a lot of rain, but it obviously does at some point in time, and it's obviously enough to sustain a lot of a very diverse ecosystem. Right, I'm heading back onto the main road now. This is the bit where we came in, the bit where I came in, I should say. And I'm going to leave you here while I track back out and find the next path up, which probably might lead us back to that cliff edge. But for now, signing off.